everybody and welcome to my October TBR. So as I mentioned in my September wrap-up video, it's the 11th of the month and I'm finally getting to filming my TBR video because for the first 6 days of the month I was interstate and could not film anything. So for a book that I started in September and have since finished in October already is Fox Mask by Juliet Maria. I completed this a couple of days ago after I got home. So this is on my TBR for October, but I've already checked it off, so go me, succeeding already. So next to quickly mention things that I've shown before or are halfway through, I'm hoping to get more through Metamorphosis by Oa this month. I'm not going to put any pressures on myself to finish it, but I've been reading it for a long time now and I am thoroughly enjoying it, I really am, but I need to make some more progress on it. I'm not saying I must finish this by the end of October, especially since quite a chunk of October's gone already, but I want to make some significant progress in this so I can stop showing it to you and actually talk about how I went with it. So again, after that I will read Girl Meets Boy by Ali Smith, and again I'm going to stick The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin in here. Hopefully I'll stop showing it to you soon. Moving on to some new stuff though for the month. As I mentioned several times in various videos, and I'm hoping to do a video about this soon, I did film one before I left, but I think it was getting quite dark by the end of it, so I've got to check the footage and see whether it's usable. But I'm doing a project at the moment to read through the works of Agatha Christie chronologically. I am trying to do 1 month or 12 throughout the year, and I have been horrible this year and I've only read 3 so far, so I've got another 9 to finish before the end of the year, and it's now October, so I really need to get on that. So the 3 books that I'm up to, and the first one I've already started, are Dumb Witness. This one I have read the first chapter. I am on page 25. This one is a reread for me. I've read it once or twice I think previously, but most of the storyline is gone. I remember the general gist of it, but right now I can't actually think who the whodunit is. So I'm really interested to see how long it takes me into this book to remember whodunit. This is another of her Hercule Poirot stories. The second one is also a reread for me. I must have read this one a few times now, and that is Death on the Nile. This is another Hercule Poirot again. This one is so fantastic. I really enjoy it. Obviously it's set in Egypt on a cruise of the Nile River, and it's so good. I love this story a lot. This one we also get Colonel Race pops up in this again, who we've seen in some other Agatha Christie ones that I've had recently. This was the first one with Colonel Race that I read, and for some reason I kept picturing in my head like Colonel Mustard from Cluedo, and I think that's just the Colonel part. But when I went back and read some of the earlier stuff that had Colonel Race in it, I realised that he doesn't look anything like Colonel Mustard. So I'm interested to see how he's actually described in this now that I've read him elsewhere. And the third one that I'm wanting to hit this month so I can get a third of what's remaining for the months happening is a short story collection. So I'm not reading all of this by any means because that's not going to happen, but is the short story collection Murder on the Mews. This is contained within the complete Hercule Poirot short story collection, and so, spoiler alert, it's also a Hercule Poirot story. I've read quite a few in a row now that have all been Hercule Poirot, so she had a really big Poirot blitz during this period in her career, so it's kind of really interesting the patterns that you see reading through chronologically like this, and I've not read it yet, so I'm looking forward to hitting that one. And then something that I'm dying to start that I've now got my hands on is Dreamer's Pool by Juliet Maria. This is the one that I attended the book launch for, and I'm really excited that I finally got my hands on. I want to get straight into it, but I'm trying to hit some of the other things first, and especially since I've just finished one Juliet Maria series, I want a slight breather before I dive straight into this one. So listening to Juliet was fantastic. She was a great speaker. She read a couple of sections from this, and so I'm really enthused about it from that too. And of course when I was there at the book launch I got it signed, so here is the little message. And then in terms of audiobook, I picked something out of my audiobook jar and have started, and I've got it in book form here so I'll show you because any excuse to show a Clothland classic. And the audiobook that I'm listening to is Bleak House by Charles Dickens. I am now 6 hours in, I think, something like that, but because it's over 35 hours long, I don't know whether I'll get to the end of it by the end of the month, and that I think is more than enough to keep me busy for the rest of the month, especially considering it is already the 11th and I've only finished one of these. So there's the stuff you've seen before that hopefully I can get rid of so I stop showing it to you. And these are the new things, keeping in mind that I'm only reading a very small portion of this one, so it's not quite so bad. So there are all the books that I'm planning to read in the month of October. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!